I just feel sometimes we're the luckiest people in the world. I really do.
Start.
Hi, this is Lynn Widmeyer, and this is another in my series of people who we love in Jefferson County who are going to age in place and stay here. And today I am so happy to have Ren and Pam Parziale of Sycamore Pottery. They've been throwing pots for
At least
50 years.
Here in Jefferson County.
Here in Jefferson County.
At least 50.
Their pottery is well loved in the county and well honored, and they have both been honored by the state of West Virginia for their contribution to the cultural life of our community. And I am so happy to report that they are planning to stay in place in Jefferson County. So let's just start off, Ren and Pam, and talk a little bit about how did you get to Jefferson County?
Well, Pam and I had a pottery in Washington, and we became more and more productive, and it became very apparent to us that we can't do this here in Washington. Capitol Hill carriage house that someone let me fix up. It was a rough spot.
Well, the fire trucks came.
And the fire trucks would come every once in a while because it was a little smoky sometimes.
Oh!
And so we made the decision, we have to make a move. And there we are. And the children were of a certain age. It was time to make a move as far as going to school goes. So it was logical that way. And off we went.
We had a phone call from Alice Van Toll, who was helping to organize the very first Arts and Crafts Festival, Mountain Heritage Arts and Crafts Festival. We were still in Washington, living on Capitol Hill, and she said, "Won't you come to Jefferson County?"
Yay, Alice!
I
That's
know.
a fact. Yes.
And it didn't take very long for word to get around through the local postmaster, through Virginia Everhart, to let everyone know that these potters were moving to Jefferson County.
And they were throwing pots, not growing pots.
That's
Yes.
right.
You'd be surprised. Yes.
No, so,
Let me say that Pam and I never inhaled.
so before long,
And here we are,
Yes.
51 years.
51 years later.
Yeah.
Now, you, on this property, you have your kiln and your pottery business, and also, but you also built your house.
Yes, this was a field, a hayfield. There was nothing here. Over the first 10 years, Pam and I and the children planted better than 4,000 trees. 4,000 plus trees, and that's what you see.
Now, how old were you when you started building the house? Were you in your 20s or 30s?
I was 30 years old, right?
Yeah, it was 51 years ago, so you were 30-something.
30.
So,
I was in my late 20s.
I was in my early 30s, 5 years difference between things.
so I think when you build a house at that age, you're not thinking about, gee, this will be great when I'm 80, in my 80s or 70s.
Well, it was the time of home-built houses, the Whole Earth catalog.
You
Oh, yes.
all those
yeah.
things.
Oh, sure.
So we sited the house, so winter sun. We were
were
aware. Yeah, we were thinking long term, at least in some respects. And then we also we put all the children's bedrooms downstairs and had the upstairs try to be as just in anticipation.
Wow,
Well,
that was so smart of you. So your living quarters, you can walk in the front door,
Yes,
and you have your living room, kitchen,
yes.
bedroom, bathroom.
Yes.
You were really thinking. You didn't know, you probably
I
didn't
didn't
realize
know
it at
that.
that time.
I didn't.
But
But it was sort of somehow in the back of our minds. Now we've had to make some accommodations. For example, we now have a railing as you come up the 1-2 steps up the front to the front door. We have railings all over the bathroom. We had we had an old claw-footed tub. That went away a long time ago.
Yes,
So now we have walk-in shower.
several grab bars in the shower.
Yeah.
Grab bars are our friends at our age.
Yes. Oh, Lynn, oh, yes.
So what do you like best about your house that's going, I should say, let me just say, you're not leaving town, you're staying here.
Yeah. That's
So what has made it, what about this house has made it possible for you to stay here as we grow older together?
Yeah, we can manage it. We call it a warm little wooden house. It's cool now in the summer. In the winter, it's warm. It's a sound little wooden house.
It's not extravagant.
No.
It's very comfortable. So
What would you have done differently if you knew now,
Ah.
if you knew then what you knew now? Would there be any changes to this house or floor plan that you
that's
would make?
interesting.
That's a great question. I don't know, maybe I'd have a bar. Maybe there'd be a bar in the kitchen.
I think that's an excellent thought.
What's wrong with that? I'm not going anywhere.
That's-
So,
Now,
That's right. You don't drive to work. You
I
walk
don't
to
drive.
yeah, you can walk to
I
work because
walk
the
to
hot.
work. But my neighbor picks up the paper.
on Sundays.
Now you're out in the country. So is there any part of being in the country that makes it more difficult to age in place, or have you found any downside to that?
Yes. Yeah, and the answer is winter and snow. And the snow, we have a couple of 100 yards of lane coming in here. And in the winter, because there is a God, I have the world's best neighbors. And my neighbors, when they get out, they plow me out.
Oh,
That's
gee.
it. So I don't own a plow. I own a shovel, but I don't own a plow. My neighbors own plows.
Well, are there any, do you find in Jefferson County, are there any services or anything that the county aging services could provide that would help you in any way?
I think what I would like help with the most is with better internet service. That's a
It's very poor.
yeah. It's very scattershot. It's not reliable.
You have this wonderful business, Sycamore Pottery. Are you just going to, do you have any plans to retire from that, or are you going to keep on keeping on, as we say in West Virginia?
Yeah, absolutely. Pam and I go to work almost every day in the pottery. We may get there a little later in the morning, and I may quit a little early, but I'm down there, Pam's down there today. I'm glazing pots, Pam is decorating pots. I'm chipping shelves to stack a kiln, to fire a kiln.
Wow.
I'm going to do this until I can't do it.
And I think what has kept us healthy is the constant walking back and
Okay.
forth.
Yeah.
We,
How far away, how many steps are
Oh, that's 200-300 feet.
2, 3? So you have to go back.
Yeah.
Back
Back
and forth,
and forth.
many times a day,
Yeah, and
and night.
As our cohort gets older, a lot of people are facing the decision of whether to stay in place. What recommendations would you make to people who are thinking about staying in place? You got any tips or?
Oh, yeah, I have one. There it is. Do not own an extension ladder.
Now, what brings you to that
Oh,
recommendation?
because people fall off them.
Ah,
And people go to the hospital. And people are picked up by an ambulance.
has this happened to you?
And I am
he's living proof.
He's living
living
proof.
of
proof.
that our excellent ambulance service.
I have no complaints with our ambulance service.
Wow, I think that's a good tip.
You're darn right.
What makes Jefferson County so appealing to you? Why, here you are, you've been here
50 plus years.
50 plus years. What is it about our community that is, and I do have to say, you're both so active in the arts and cultural community. You've been honored by the state of West Virginia for your involvement. You've been active in creating arts organizations here in the county.
PAMO, yes.
And so we've been so blessed with both of your presence and involvement. But what is it about the community that you like? What is it that is keeping you here,
Well,
other than your great neighbors?
I'll give you a personal story. It was in 2019. I was diagnosed with breast cancer. Not long after that, I got a phone call from friends in Shepherdstown who said, you know, there's a group called Bosom Buddies,
Oh, come on.
and it's a group you don't want to ever be asked to join. And I was asked, and it's that kind of communication, spontaneity, you know, just when I really needed a good friend. I am now a part of this wonderful group. We meet once a month, and
Wonderful.
it is. It's absolutely, it made all the difference for me during very, you know, what
Difficult
could be a
time.
difficult time. So I think it's things like that, going back to whether it was Alice Van Toll or the experiences that Ren has had, you know, with his emergency care.
With the
or
stepladder incident.
yes, whatever. It's a small enough community that we know many people. They're extremely supportive, and they still buy pots miraculously. You know, it's just been. I just feel sometimes we're the luckiest people in the world. I really do.
Well, I would like to say that I feel that a lot of us in Jefferson County are the luckiest people in the world because we have people like you in our community
It's nice of you to say
who
that.
care so much and are so involved, and you're part of the reason for that strong sense of community.
Thank you.
Well, I want to thank you both so much for indulging me and hearing more about you. And I always leave these so excited because everybody I'm talking to of late is staying here.
Oh,
So thank you so much.
oh,
Well,
dear,
our
you're
pleasure.
welcome.
It's wonderful to see you.
Yes.
So,